Hey guys, Mr. Kyle, Myers Mathematics, and let's just jump right into it. So, today I want to talk about Khan Academy. I don't get paid to talk about them. By the way, it's not an affiliate or anything like that. But basically, how to set up the SAT part and get started on that because it is super, super useful and it's a free resource. So, why not? So, basically, you just go to Khan Academy, right? And I actually have several logins, but I'm going to go and show you what it looks like here. Just sign up, learner, teacher, or parent. So if you're a parent watching this, you can set up a parent account as well. I have a teacher and a learner account. My children are not old enough to be able to use Khan Academy, but they will. And then when they do, I'll have 3 different accounts, all 3 different kinds here. So I'm going to set up a learner account, and you put date of birth on here. All their stuff is like that you just see your progress and all that. The date of birth, I think that's because of like they have to know like you're at least 13 or something to you. I don't know. It's something so that they know, like, I don't know. It's some sort of like privacy stuff or whatever. But anyways, so you do that, and I guess if you wanted to, if you feel weird about giving them your date of birth, you could always make it up. Just put something random in there. You know, put September 11th of 1975. You're an old fart. Just kidding. Go back. How far back will it go? Pretty far. You're born in 1900. You're 120. You're going to be turning 120 at the time of me making this video. So congratulations. But yeah, so you can do that. You can also continue with Google if you have a Gmail. If you want to just use your Facebook, you can do that. Apple account, right, on your phone. If you're doing this on your phone, you can do it like that. Or you can sign up with an email if you have some other email that you use, like Outlook or Yahoo or something like that. So all those options are there for you. But I'll go ahead and log in because I've got a login. And let's see, I have, oh, and of course, Clever. So you can actually log in with Clever. If you go to a public school, you'll have a Clever account, and you can actually log in through there. So you can do that. I'm going to continue with my business email. So mr.kyle@myersmathematics.com. And let's see if I can remember my password. Might be that thing. Aha, it was. Look at that. I remembered. Okay, so I'll go ahead and save it. I'm using my private home computer thing here, so I'll just whatever. So you're here, classes, students, resources. This is me. So this is me logging into my teacher account. Right. So I created a bunch of classes here. Didn't put any students in there yet because I have all of my students on my other account, actually, my other teacher account. And I kind of use this as a learner account as well, so you can kind of use it as both. But yeah, so you can go students, resources, classes. All this is from a teacher's perspective. But I actually wanted to show you the SAT thing. So let's go down. It's in a different place than it used to be. You go to the second column, go down towards the bottom here, and then click on SAT. Okay, and then it's loading. So then this happens, and you're like, whoa, there's a lot of things going on here. So today's goal, choose your practice schedule. So I haven't set up this account yet, which is why it's like, hey, choose your practice schedule. So this is super, super important. If you're a student watching this or a parent watching this, go grab the other person and figure out what the schedule looks like for you, because, you know, generally if you're a student, you're going to be like, oh, like 15 minutes on Monday and Friday, that sounds fine. And if you're a parent, you might be like, oh yeah, every day for an hour, right? So like maybe somewhere in the middle you guys can meet, you know, depending on how soon your SAT is. If it's coming up really soon, if you're taking the one that's coming up this coming August, 2020, then I mean, we're getting close. So you might want to do a little bit more. But if it's a little further out, then you don't have to do as much necessarily. So choose your practice schedule. And I don't ever go on here, so it doesn't really matter too much. But the very next SAT, look, they have it on here for you. Saturday, August 29th. Let's just say I'm going to take it, just for funsies here. Email practice reminders, no thanks, because I'm not going to do them. Okay, so practice test 10, practice test 9. You can choose which practice test you want. Typically, You can also add some more practice tests. I think they default to counting down from 10, actually. It looks like you can't change that. But they usually recommend having 2 practice tests. There are 10 altogether, if you couldn't tell by the fact that this one says practice test 10. But yeah, so you can usually take 2 as the default. You can take more if you want. I'm usually not up by 8 o'clock. I'm up by, well, I'm like awake by 8 o'clock, but I'm not like ready to take a SAT test by 8 o'clock. So I would probably take mine at like 10. So we'll do these at 10 o'clock or something like that. And then my test date, Saturday, August 29th. Okay. And I can set up more if I want here, but I don't really need to. I can also get rid of this. Right. So I don't have to take all of them. So then if I do that, if you leave it blank, it just goes with the one that you didn't leave blank. So I'll just do 1 practice test now here according to this. Then you go to the next thing. Next. And then it says to practice. So notice this one has an S. This one has an SA. SA is Saturday, S is Sunday. I don't do work on Sunday. That way I can observe the, not the traditional Sabbath, I guess, but, you know, just a Sabbath day of rest or whatever. So let's say I want to be super advantageous and work every day except for one. I would recommend not doing this every single day. That would be exhausting. Take at least one day off. Doesn't matter what day. And yeah, so if I do that, let's say 30 minutes, that's fine. You can go as little as 15. That's the smallest. And then you can go all the way up to 3 hours. So if I wanted to be crazy, I could do 3 hours a day for 6 days a week. All right, you're like practically guaranteed to get an 800 if you do that. All right, so it's up to you. Just kidding, you're not practically guaranteed. But, you know, you're going to get a better score the more you practice, right? Because that's just how that works. So, I don't know, we'll go, I'm not going to do this, so it doesn't really matter which one I pick. I'll just go with the default. Set me a reminder at 2 p.m. Yeah, sure, why not? So then you do that, and create. And there we go. 2 milestones to hit your 400 question. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care about all this milestone stuff. If you want to check that out and let me know how cool that is in the comments below, go ahead. I never really thought it was really that crazy. The really cool thing is that you can do this and sign in to College Board. So you click on that thing. It takes you to College Board, and then you can type in your username and your password, and you can sign in to College Board, which is great because once you do that, then it basically pulls up your last PSAT or SAT and then breaks down all the questions you got right and wrong and tells you, hey, you need to practice this skill more than this other one because you got this kind of question right on the PSAT or the SAT and this kind of question wrong. And it breaks down all your skills for you. So let's go to the math since this is a math YouTube channel. And notice here it says quiz 1, quiz 2, quiz 3, quiz 4. That's because I didn't sign into College Board. So here's the deal. You can either take these 4 quizzes or a full test to unlock your practice recommendations. If you don't log into College Board, if you have not taken a PSAT yet at all, then you probably want to do that. That's going to be easier than taking 4 quizzes or a test. Okay? Does that make sense? So you want to do that for sure. Because that will just tell you what your recommendations are without taking a bunch of extra math questions that you don't really need to, right? You don't want to do any more math than you need to do, right? So if you don't, though, if you haven't taken a PSAT yet, it's fine. The quizzes aren't too long. They're not terrible. Notice this one says no calculator, calculator okay, because there are 2 math sections, calculator and non-calculator. So that's why they have it broken down like that. And then notice all these little things here. They don't really have anything there, but there's like 4 little slices of orange. Not the color, but the fruit, because that's obviously blue. Swear I'm not colorblind. But yeah, so skill level not set. Whenever you get the question right, it'll give you 3 out of 4. When you get the question wrong, it'll give you 2 out of 4, right? So then you either can level down by continuing to get that practice wrong, or you can level up by getting the practice right. So let's just say let me just guess A on all of these. All right, so next, question 2. All right, question 3. And question 4. Oh, question 5, sorry, 5 questions. I can count. All right, so notice nothing happened here because I did not get any of them right. So I still am not at a decent level. So if I were to want to solve, if I were to get at least one of them right, so let's say I guess C on all this or something. Can't guess C on them on one of these, but 2 is a good guess. All right, so I'll just put 2 on all these. I don't feel like doing the math right now. All right, let's get, okay, so multiple choice. This is not too bad. Solution to the equation above. All right, so that would be 9, 15, that's 6, okay, and then add 1, that's 4. So then that would be 4 over 6, which is 2/3. All right, I was going to guess C anyways, look at that. All right, so I'm just going to guess on the rest of these because I don't want to do too much work. It's not the point of this video. Hey, look, I guessed right. Okay, so apparently it will not let you level up until you've taken the diagnostic quizzes. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, well, do that first then. Do the diagnostic quizzes, and it'll tell you if you're really good or really bad. It'll either give you a 2 out of 4 or a 3 out of 4, and then you can level up more from there. Notice they have a little basic example and harder example here. There's just videos that Khan Academy made so that you can figure out how to do the things. And then, of course, you can practice it here too. All right. So this is really awesome because once you set up your practice schedule, it'll recommend after you take your quizzes or your test and or log in to College Board, it'll recommend your practices here. So actually, let me log out and I'll log back into my other account. Log in, continue with Google, my KyleWMyers9@gmail.com, which is kind of like my personal one, but I still use it for a little bit of tutoring stuff, including this. And of course, you can change your little icon here. It's kind of like a little Pokemon thing. So that's kind of cool. But let me go to SAT. Oh, SAT, come on. It's loading. And then you'll be able to see I have a couple milestones on here. I don't do any of the reading and writing, so that hasn't been set up yet. Polynomial factors and graphs was the only thing that it recommended, and then a timed mini section. So that was it. So if you get all of them right, if you were to get every single question right on the practice quizzes, they would give you 3 out of 4 on all of them. So notice all of them say 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, except for a few that say 4, because I did practice a little bit. I do use this myself every now and then, mostly just for my students though. Yeah, so if you notice the 4s, those are ones that you kind of maxed out. A little quick tip to end this video. If you have a practice level of 4, that doesn't mean you're done. You actually can take it again, practice it again, even if it's a level 4, and the level 4 questions are harder than the level 3 questions. So once you've leveled up to the final level, you can't go any higher, but when you practice at level 4 skill, it's like level 4 difficulty as well, right? So if I were to take linear equation word problems, for instance, and practice it and get all the questions right, it would level me up to 4. Then if I practice it again, the questions would be harder. It's a different bank of questions. So I would recommend, even on questions that you've leveled up to 4, if it's a hard topic and if it's something that pops up a lot in the SAT, which I'm going to make another video on probably next week, all the questions that come up the most and how to practice them in Khan Academy. Even if you level it up to 4, you want to practice it some more if it comes up a lot in SAT, or if it's just a really hard topic and you really want to master it. So definitely check that out. And that's all I have for you guys today. This has been Mr. Kyle Myers Mathematics. If you haven't downloaded my awesome free guide, it's on my website. It's called The 5 Math Mistakes Everyone Makes and How to Avoid Them. And it's exactly what it sounds like. So go grab that. It's free. It's on my website, myersmathematics.com. And I'll put that link there. And it's pretty easy. Just MYERS. Don't put an extra E in there because, I don't know anybody that spells their name like that, but people get my name wrong all the time. I don't know. Anyways, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, send me a comment if you want to see a specific video on a certain topic. And if not, I'll just see you in the next episode.